Hi folks, this video is for you if you are a data science beginner and want to learn data science but you are not sure that how to start, or maybe you are not sure that which path you have to follow or which is the right path. So in this video I'm going to cover everything from scratch. If you are absolute beginner, then it will be a very best thing for you. I know the pain of a beginner, that either we don't know what to read, or maybe we search lots of things on the Google, but still we sometimes we are not able to identify that which is the right path to follow, because there are lots of paths are available. So that's why I thought of making this video to help you out to understand which path to follow, and more specifically why to follow. Even if I say learn Python, learn stats, learn machine learning, learn mathematics, then why? You should think about that. So for to understand that, or to explain that, like why you should follow, let's take a use case study. Based on use case study, we will decide at which point what kind of knowledge or what is the skill set that is required for you in your industry, or when you want to get a job, that will be very helpful for you. So first I'll take an example that we will discuss a basically business use case. What is the business use case? Then we will understand what are the skill set that are required, and then we will discuss that how we can basically apply those skill set to the particular business use case. So suppose you want to work as a data scientist, okay, and you are applying to a taxi based company. Let's say you have applied to a Uber, okay. So in the Uber, what is their main profit? Basically their what is their main aim? Their main aim is to increase the sales somehow, okay. So you basically, your target as a data scientist should be somehow, with the help of data, you can help them to increase the sale. You can either make some strategies, or you can make basically you can help them to make a decision about the sales, about the profit, okay. So this is what you will actually do, you will be doing there. Okay, so let me first let you know what skill set you will be needed overall. Then we will discuss one by one how and these skill set will be applied. Okay, so let's discuss first of all, to be a machine learning engineer, or to learn machine learning from end to end, you will need few things that you should be actually aware. I should learn these things. First, you need to learn Python, because Python is a language, okay, that you will be working in. How you are making the decisions, how you are making the models, for that you will be needing Python. After that, you should be good enough with the SQL basics. Why SQL basics? Because anyway you will be working with the data, so you should be aware of how to deal with the databases. Next thing, you should be good enough at statistics, okay. So when I say statistics, there are lots of things that comes in the statistic. There are multiple branches of a statistics, so you should have a very good understanding about the few statistical concepts that you will be definitely using while doing your data analysis, or when you will analyze your problem, okay. So this data analysis will be needed, and for that you need statistics. Next thing, you should be aware of mathematics. When I say mathematics, because mathematics is the heart of machine learning. Any algorithm that you will be working on, you should be aware of mathematics, or the logic, or I would say the reasons behind it, how that algorithm is working. For that you should be good enough in the mathematics. And as per my knowledge, 11th 12th mathematics that you have studied in your school time, it is good enough. After that, once you learn the mathematics, you have to learn about the machine learning algorithm. Basically, there are multiple types of machine learning algorithms, and in that you have to be very specific initially. In the initial phases, I'm telling you, if you are a beginner, then you have to good enough with the supervised algorithm and unsupervised. When I'm saying unsupervised, supervised means when you have the complete data along with what you want to make decision for. And when I'm saying unsupervised, it means you have no idea what you are going to predict. You don't have your past data completely, okay. So in that case, you will be needing two kinds of algorithms. After that, once you are able to learn the machine learning algorithm, then you will you should have actually good understanding about how to make it deployable to the server. When I say deployable, it means basically how you can make it accessible to everyone. How will you show it to your friend? You can't show your coding prompt or maybe your Python ID. You can't do that. You have to be basically create a medium through which you can show to other people as well who are, or maybe let's say you want to show it to your parents. How will you show them that what you are doing? Okay, you want some connections or some set of things or tools. So for that I would say connections you will need. Okay, so that connection between front end and back end, in the easiest term I can explain it like that. I am pretty sure that you might have heard about the front end and back end terms. After that, once you establish the connection between front end and back end, then you will be needing UI interface. Okay, user interface basically. So you need integration with the user interface where you are putting your model, where or what other people can see, application kind of. Okay, so that thing you will be needed. So these 7 things will be needed to make a complete end-to-end machine learning project. Now I'll explain at what point or where I'm going to use all these things based on the case study that I have taken. Okay, this is a case when you will be working in a taxi based company. That let's suppose that you are working in a Uber and you want to increase the sales. So as a data scientist, what kind of work you will be doing and where you are going to apply all these concepts. Okay, so let's start one by one. Suppose you're working in Uber. In that, your first task would be collecting the data, because your sale or how much taxis are being booked, or maybe what is the requirement, what is the demand, what is the fare, everything you will need. And for that you have to basically do the data collection at very first place. So how will you collect the data? Suppose you are working in that company, then you will have the direct access of the data with the help of app, that Uber app that every customer will be having in their mobile. In that person's name, okay, details like other details like name, where are you booking the details for, your credit card, debit card, every detail that will be there in the Uber app. Okay, so basically you have to collect the data from there to your system, that is called database. Okay, that is the point where you will be working with the databases. And to work with the databases, either you will need SQL or NoSQL. These two kinds of databases are there. Once you will start learning, you will understand. So here you will need SQL to basically set a connection, that is your application, from this application to connect to your database, basically to have a good amount of data in that terms. Like I can say, if you have a Excel sheet, how will you be keeping it? Okay, this is your customer and this is the fare, this is the destination that person is having, and row 1 2 and something like this you will be keeping. Okay, this is the first task, and you can understand that this is the requirement for the same. Now once you will be doing that, after that your next task will be to process the data, or this is called data analysis. In the data analysis you will be basically needing Python. Okay, so for data analysis you need to learn Python libraries like pandas, okay, or maybe data visualization libraries like matplotlib you will be using, or maybe apart from that, other NumPy library you will be using. All these are the Python libraries that you will be working with. Okay, so in the data analysis is important, because anyway you will have to understand that whatever information that you are collecting through this particular app, what information will actually be needed. You are collecting lots of features, lots of data points. Okay, maybe 50 to 50 100 data points you are collecting, but after data analysis you are saying that okay, only 25 data points, or I would say features, this is called features actually, these are important. Only 25 parameters are enough for me to decide that sales will be increased or not. So that's what you will be doing. Here you will be needing Python. Apart from Python you will be needing statistics. because based on statistics you will be able to reach the conclusion that why it is happening. Suppose in Uber, in a particular area sales are decreasing, then how will you know the reason that sales are decreasing? Or maybe you want to identify, you know that sales are decreasing in that particular area, you know the reason also, but you have to analyze, correlate the things that okay, in this particular area sales are decreasing, but what if I'll try in another area, maybe their sales will increase. So many conclusions, so many things you have to draw, and everything has been drawn with the help of statistics. After that, once you are good enough with the statistics, apart from that, Python, statistics, and now the third thing that you have to learn, or I would say this, if you call it third point, then fourth point you have to learn as a mathematics. Mathematics, I would say it is a prerequisite to learn machine learning. Okay, machine learning is important to make a decision, but how will you implement the machine learning algorithm? For that, mathematics is needed. So in the industry you will not be directly working with the mathematics, but whenever you will be applying any machine learning model, you should have known about the logic behind each and every algorithm. For that you have to learn mathematics, and for the basic mathematics you should be good enough with the matrices, okay, and integrations, differentiations, of basic linear algebra, so that you can understand that how the things are working. So such kind of things are good enough for to learn mathematics. Once you are good enough with the mathematics, then you will go with the machine learning algorithms. Okay, so what you did with the Uber, here you selected the 25 parameters. Like let's suppose you here you collected with the customer's information, fare, destination, lots of other things, and you realized if I increase the fare, then there might be possibility that maybe many people will not book it. Maybe they find other taxis are more comfortable or more in budget, so I can focus on the fare. I'm just taking one example here for your understanding. After that, I'll apply my machine learning algorithm. I'll say that how much fare is contributing in predicting the sale, or I would say profit, or maybe how much destination is helping me, or how it is helping, not how much, how it is helping to predict the sale or to the profit. And if I know basically with the help of machine learning algorithm, you will be identifying, if you know the fare of a particular destination, you know all these two things, you know, you will be able to predict, if I run my taxi in that particular place, that much amount of money I will be earning. Okay, this is what machine learning algorithm does here. So machine learning algorithm is helping me to predict the sale or profit. In both the cases, machine learning algorithms are many. You can apply anything. So I'll just suggest you to start with the linear regression. These are the basic fundamentals. Once you are done with the linear regression, go ahead with other algorithm, that is decision tree, SVM, KNN, such kind of things. Multiple algorithms are there. You have to learn all those things. Once you are able to learn, okay, you predict it, okay, how much profit that that particular area can give you. If you keep that much fare, what will be your profit? Don't you think your work is done, or is there still something remaining? You have predicted, okay, but how will you show it to your HR, your manager, or to other people who have no experience in the machine learning, data science, or coding background? They are not from there. Also, how will you make it accessible to the person who is not sitting in your office, who is somewhere else? You need some access, you need some configuration. Okay, for that, the last part that comes into the picture, that is connections. Okay, so basically you will be setting up the connections. It is, I'll give you one more example here. Suppose you are filling, or you are sign up you are doing to a particular website, www something something website, you are doing the sign up. What you do there, you put up your name, you put up your email, all these details you put, and that information goes to some place and process it, and once it is processed, then it goes back. Okay, so basically this kind of thing it is happening, but how this connection is being established from here to here? The same connection you are going to establish in case of your machine learning model, and for that you will be needing your Python, or maybe some frameworks, or maybe REST APIs. Okay, that we will discuss in detail later, that what is REST API, but these things you will be needed. Once you will be able to set up a connection here to here, then you need something to display here, right? This kind of board or website, or this kind of thing you will need, right? On where users can see the predicted result. How will you show them that you have done this thing? So this is called UI, or user interface. And to make user interface, you basically need HTML, or maybe JavaScript. So all these things will be required to become expert in the machine learning, and at this point your complete machine learning cycle will be completed. Apart from that, there is one more thing that generally nowadays people consider, that is called machine learning ops, ML ops. Okay, so in that, suppose you have built your model, you have created your data set, you have solved the problem, you have made it accessible to the users as well, but what next? You are done with your work. Will you leave it like that? Don't you think there will be multiple errors after that, or maybe something breaks after later on? So somehow you want to maintain it, you want to manage it, so that there will be no errors, no breakdowns, or no crashing of the servers, nothing will happen. Okay, so for that we will use MLOps. So there are multiple tools as well to learn MLOps, but I'll suggest once, please learn all these before things, like till the 7 point. If you are able to make that much, then it will be good enough. And also to learn these connections and API, there is one more term that are used, that are called cloud. Cloud is nothing but you can think in that way. If you want to make your system basically accessible to everyone, or I would say in from your backend, okay, not, you do not want it on your local machine, you want it on some place where, from where you can access it anywhere in the world. Okay, so for that you need cloud. So basically I would say it means you're keeping your code, your UI, your server, your everything on the cloud, a system that you can access from anywhere. So here cloud comes into the picture. So once you are able to learn the initial phases, you can learn and discuss all these things as well. So yeah, this is all I wanted to discuss about the machine learning roadmap. So I'll suggest you to go to all these 6 to 7 things first. Okay, learn them easily, or I would say in more detail, then you will good enough to crack any data science interview. Once for that, how much things are will be needed, how much Python is needed, how much mathematics is needed, what statistics algorithms you will be learning to machine learning, that we will discuss in upcoming tutorials. Okay, thank you everyone.